Yo, live direct in effect, 420 kids, Oklahoma City bound. It's going down. Dirty Mac and what's happening? Today's episode, we got Kanye West saying his mom was sacrificed by the music career and says the music industry wants to traumatize as well as monetize. Oh, Yeezus has been breaking news lately. Let's check out a quick little video article from my guy Yeezus.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyoncé.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody. Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mama ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still Forbes, who hate me, right? Had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important thing in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
The brother said Jesus is king, man. I think the brother thinks he's walking like Jesus. He's trying to be the sacrificial lamb. Once again, I'll constantly say I support his narrative and what he's trying to do, but the way he's going about doing it, I think he's having a mental breakdown. And if I was his defense attorney, I would have advised him, man, forget the woman, man. Forget your wife. You can always go get another one. If they won't let you see your kids, you can always make another one. It's easier said than done, but he's going through it, a mental health breakdown. They're buck breaking right now as far as with what they're doing with Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. So I salute the brothers standing up about the injustices that's been going on in the African-American community since I can remember, ever since I could remember. But most people aren't in a prominent position to where they don't care if their monetary resources are being affected. So a lot of the time the issues get swept under the rug, or the voices never get heard because of, lack of accessibility to media, finances, or just being famous. So, like I said, salute to the brother Kanye West and Kyrie Irving standing up to this dragon. Because once again, I say we don't need a leader of a nation. We need a nation of leaders. This isn't their fight. This is all of our fight. We all need to stand up for injustice wherever we see it. I think African Americans have been so used to putting their heads down about seeing injustice and reacting to injustice, when somebody does react to it, when they get to that boiling point, as we can see where Jesus is at, Kanye West is at the boiling point. He's lost most of his finance. Oh, excuse me. He's lost most of his financial resources. He's lost his woman, his children. Some would say he's, like I say, my personal opinion is he's having a mental health breakdown, a temporary moment of weakness. I hope he snaps out of it because the sacrificial lamb usually gets sacrificed. You know more than anybody what you just said. The powers that be, they sacrificed your mom. Michael Jordan's son, Michael Jordan's daddy, Bill Cosby's son, Dr. Dre's son. What you were saying earlier. So more than anybody, you know the powers that be and what can happen, man. So hey, I would just suggest, man, that the brother, I don't know if therapy can't help, because you can't trust the therapist that you've been going to. They're gonna put your business out in the street. They ain't gonna keep you in that sunken place. I think we all are in a sunken place as Americans, but especially as African Americans with the identity crisis going on. We don't seem to know our language or our foreign or our native names, or that this is our native home, as well as some of us are from other continents, though. So we have this big identity crisis thing going on. So when Kanye West says we are the Jewish people, we are from Hebrews to Negroes, the big documentary, which I haven't seen it yet, but I doubt there was any anti-Semitic hatred speaking on as far as what they're trying to accuse Kyrie Irving of or Kanye West. I say anytime we talk about exploitation of our people, it gets demonized or silenced with these major media companies or radio stations or television stations. So, like I said, salutes for the brother standing up for injustice, for the injustices of 46 African Americans. Because I constantly like to say all these people are worried about is the master to slave relationship. And a lot of us look ourselves in the mirror and constantly say it's not like this anymore. It says 2022. We can't believe that people are being racist in 2022. My question is, what continent, what planet are we living on? For those who, I'm with everybody being together. When everybody starts coming together, eating like brothers, hey, I'm with the brotherly love shit. But until then, till they start treating us like brothers, we not brothers. So, man, the music industry has been killing musicians, and especially rappers especially. And oftentimes it's being passed off as black on black crime. They kept that narrative in front of us so much that they literally can kill anybody, and we'll pass it off as drugs or black on black crime or whatever they tell us to believe, because the thinking is controlled. So I had previously went to an article from this former Jewish record executive. Let's go back into this video article.
In light of seeing that a rapper from Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs.
Said the record labels executive that continually push for the rappers to make these type of songs. So why we get on here and demonize the young life, I can't understand it. Why is it this narrative in the music to where we're supposed to make church music all of a sudden? There isn't this narrative portrayed in the movies. Why do we have to be outstanding citizens in the music, but not in the movies?
Is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period.
A culture that is obsessed with murder, drugs, and sex. This is American culture.
History's obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours.
I disagree with that. They push it on themselves. Like I say, they make movies like Jason, Saul, John Wick, Jeffrey Dahmer, in every other killer movie, 007, Commando. So this is their culture that they are pushing on each other as well.
And they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world.
Most of the rappers are not this image. So if we don't control the media stations or run the music labels, actually, we're not the ones pushing this narrative. So listen at the brother speak.
Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see.
The culture we want to see. Ain't it, man? Just let him keep talking. Excuse me.
Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money.
Along with American culture, obsessed with murder, sex, and drugs. Who is the victim? I'm a victim. I love to watch murder, sex, and drugs on television. I'm a victim. Anybody else? Or is it just the music? The same people demonizing the rap music, I guarantee you they seen Jeffrey Dahmer. I guarantee you they seen Halloween, Rambo, John Wick, and every other murderous, rapist movie dealing with drugs and killing and dope dealing and every other negative narrative. So, hey, let the brother keep talking.
So that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government. And as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing.
They're more afraid of us building a culture that stands around family-based values, positive culture, and doing the right thing. So they're portraying a negative or marketing a narrative through our young adults. And we get on here and blame the children. Gives yourselves a round of applause. Keep up the bad work. Listen at this. This is a former Jewish record executive.
Valuing life than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die.
So I challenge you, you Jewish executives, the record label executives in the rap industry, to do the right thing. Because if you don't, if you continue to keep pushing a negative narrative, if you keep continuing to make rappers talk about murder, sex, and drugs, African-American rappers are going to continue to get killed. And like you said, not the Jewish executives. Listen to the brother.
How many have to die?
How many have to die?
To change the culture.
How many have to die before you stop making our young adult rappers talk about murder, sex, and drugs, and profiting off of their record labels, their deals, profiting off of their insurance policies, profiting off of sending them into foreign territories with no security, turning them into martyrs, all-time selling artists? This is, you receive a very handsome paycheck.
And let me tell you something else.
Let me listen.
There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap
You don't
videos.
say.
They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it.
We don't do it. They wash a lot of money. Oh my gosh. Is she listening to this guy? Is y'all listening? We don't do it. You're forcing the young African Americans to rap about murder, sex, and drugs, and then yet you're blaming the rap labels that do have any ownership, which you're blaming them for money laundering, but you said you don't do it.
100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they?
Did they? Did they? I'm sure they probably didn't, probably because they don't have any money left after the Jewish record labels executives get all of the money for nothing.
Because we didn't see 150.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so where did the money go?
Man, that's a nice house you live in. That's a very nice house. I wonder how many rooms and what's the square footage where the money goes. Shit.
And to who?
And
Their friends come?
The parent companies. Conglomerates.
A lot of times that's the case.
You don't say.
Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created
by your community and the record labels. Attitude is reflected in the leadership. Let's hear the brother say that again. We got to rewind that shit.
Through, we don't do it.
We don't,
but we know the labels are doing it 100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they?
Did they?
Because we didn't see $150,000.
Sure you didn't. You seen much more.
Okay, so where did the money go? And to who? Their friends' company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video. And that's the truth. So change the culture. You have the power. Your people.
We have the power. We don't even have the power to tell the truth. They have all the power. They have absolute control over the African American mindset, the African American voice, and as well as what our African American children learn. These people are controlling what we learn in school. They are controlling what visuals we see. They are also controlling what music we hear. So, like he said, man, change the culture, because, like the Jewish record executive said, Jewish record executives that are pushing this narrative aren't getting murdered. They aren't getting murdered like the African American rappers or the Young Live. How was Takeoff? How many more must die before they change the culture? Or do we have the power? Allegedly, but I don't know. Power corrupts absolutely, and absolute power corrupts. So in closing, man, Tupac, there's been several sacrifices. There's been several sacrifices in the music industry. Tupac, Biggie, shit, hey man, I say PNB Rock, I say Mo 3, Takeoff. How many more African Americans must we see die before we stand up and blame the real problem? Kudos to salute to Kyrie Irving and Kanye West, because they seem to be the only two people taking a stand in the game. It's easy to take a stand when people don't have anything to lose, or we don't have anything to gain. But we have to watch the two people standing tall, speaking about the injustices. We stand to see them risk everything, and we're supporting that narrative. So, like I say, we don't need a leader of a nation. We need a nation of leaders. This isn't their fight. We all need to stand up to injustice. We love to tear each other down, but the real problems, we don't see it. So, in closing, man, we got to do better. I say, and then the Kanye West, the brother said, "Hey, man, you said, you know, they sacrificed your mom. You know, they sacrificed countless others, man. So if you think they won't do you, or if you're on some type of suicidal mission, man, I tell you to reflect, man. Visualize the future, man. You know, you are a creative genius. You created a lot of you're an African American icon, man. So you're a god, you're a constructor, you're a builder. So keep building. Just remove the destructive people out of your life, man, and start rebuilding, man. Because like I said, you ain't a criminal, you ain't murdered nobody, you ain't did nothing, but yet they still trying to tear you down, all because you were revealing the truth. So these people don't even have the power to say a couple of words without their finances being crashed or being portrayed as being hateful. Nah, these people ain't hateful. It's the people that's saying they hateful is hateful. These people hate to see you in a position of authority, or a position of where you're a boss, because all these people worry about maintaining is the master to slave relationship. So in closing, I say I appreciate y'all pulling up here. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here fucking with us. Peace, guys and goddesses, pimps, players, and hustlers.